Good afternoon and welcome to Lunch and Learn Online. This is TFL librarian Sharon, and I'm so glad you were able to join me this afternoon. Today, we're beginning a two-part series on how to build a search-friendly website that will drive user action and support your goals. Whether you're launching a new website or sprucing up an old one, this workshop is going to help you learn the skills you need to tailor your website to the needs of your target audience. Let's start by thinking about what we'd want our website to do if we're running a business. Today, more than ever, small businesses are getting online to connect with consumers and drive sales. After all, many of us are connecting with businesses from our own homes. Remember that it's important to update your website with any critical information, news, and announcements affecting the operation of your business and your customers. You can add other news and resources where appropriate. Go through your site to see what products, services, and operations may be affected, and include information and resources to help your customer through these changes. This is a time of uncertainty for a lot of people. Whatever you can do to assure your customers, whether it's informational or inspirational, will be helpful and appreciated at this time. Even if your business has never had a website before or sold products online, there are ways you can connect with your customers over the internet. These include video appointments, with many service-based businesses offering these right now, say fitness professionals, lawyers, accountants, doctors, you name it. Creating an online store, which lets you sell products on your website you'd normally sell at, say, local events or even in your brick-and-mortar store. Contact-free payments, which is particularly helpful if you operate as an essential business. Contact-free payments allow you to offer online payments to keep your employees and customers safe. Web order and delivery can be really helpful for local restaurants and coffee shops, for example, allowing customers to place orders online for pickup and delivery. Fundraisers may be another thing to consider, particularly for businesses that can't operate at all right now, allowing you to use your website to create fundraisers for your business and employees. You may also want to consider creating gift certificates to allow customers to purchase these online for services they'll use later when it's safe to do so. Think about the unique opportunities you have right now to connect with customers in new and different ways. If you can't currently connect with your customers in person, it's likely you could find a way to reach out to them online. When people think of web design, they often think of the overall template, the look and feel. That is, the graphics and layout that appear consistently throughout the website. That design, sometimes called the skin of the site, is just one component of a web design. Within that graphic template, there are lots of common elements that appear on most websites, including a header or top section of the website. The header usually includes, say, a company logo, and most website visitors expect that logo to link to the home page. The footer, or bottom section of the website, the header, or top section of the website, which often includes the company logo, the footer, or the bottom section of the website, which usually includes important links, contact info, and copyright information, and navigation, usually horizontally displayed across the top of the site, below the header, or vertically on the left side of the website. This is where your users are going to find their menu. The web design should lay out a set of guidelines that keep the web pages looking consistent, like the colors, font sizes, font styles, and types of content. Many people opt to use a content management system to build their website. These include services like Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, WordPress, Drupal, etc. There are many options out there, and they're all a little bit different. But what they do have in common for the most part is the ability to change or customize the web design. All the same principles apply. Whether you're creating a design from scratch or using a pre-built template, navigating the site within that design should be effortless for your visitors. But a website isn't all about design, as fun as that part is. So we're going to look at 6 characteristics of a great website, including that it's goal-oriented, it's organized and easy to search, it's useful, it's functional, It's intuitive to use on any device, and last but definitely not least, it's findable by search engines. Many business owners know that building a website is an important early step, but a website can be a lot more useful than a business card or brochure. With some advanced planning, you can create a site that helps your business grow right out of the gate. But how do you want to grow? You need to start by defining some goals. Start by asking yourself, why do I want a website? What do you want it to do? Think of your site as a tool that can help you achieve business goals. The goals depend on your business, but some examples are, say, to build company brand, generate leads, make sales, re-engage customers, attract employees, provide customer support, and many more. Now that we've talked about our goals, let's talk about the information within your website itself. A great website is well organized. And even if you don't have a lot of web pages right now, your site will grow over time. Planning how existing and future content will fit into the framework of your website will serve you well. You may have heard the term information architecture, or IA, before. It sounds really technical, but you don't need to be a website designer, programmer, or an architect to create one. Simply put, it's a plan to organize information on your website. The IA maps out the sections, pages, and functionality of your site. There are several pages and sections that are found on most websites, including the home page, an About Us page, and a contact page. All right, we've talked about goals and organization, so we're getting closer to building our site. The next thing you'll want to consider is creating relevant content and experiences for your users. When you hear the term website content, the first thing that probably comes to mind is text, like the words in a book. That's certainly one type of content, but content doesn't stop there. If you sell beautiful cakes, for example, you may want to add a photo gallery section. If, for example, you deliver soil to residential customers, you might want to add a video that shows people how to measure a flower bed to help them order the right amount of product. On the other hand, if you sell a product like, say, cameras, you could add the PDFs of product manuals to your site so your customers can download the information if they misplace the print manual. Think about what kinds of content would be most useful for your target audience. Let's move on to another aspect that can help your website achieve business goals: functionality. What does functionality mean in this context? Well, first of all, it refers to the parts of your website that allow visitors to take actions. If you're making a list of all the functionality you want to include on your site, you may want to add a site search, a contact form, an online shopping cart, or a custom tool designed specifically for your customers. Now, we've covered some big picture topics, including goals, audience, and measurement, but let's move on to the actual site. This portion of our workshop is going to be focused on design, but not simply how beautiful your website is, although an appealing design is certainly important. This part of our workshop is going to be focused on how intuitive that design is. In other words, does your site design naturally lead visitors through a process on the site to accomplish the goals you laid out? So let's think about a few things to consider when building a great experience for your website visitors. Nearly 9 out of 10 times when people had a helpful or relevant mobile brand experience, they said they'd purchase from that brand in the future. People expect businesses to provide them with relevant web experiences. And right now, we're living in a time when mobile experience matters more than brand loyalty. And providing irrelevant website content to visitors can have a big impact on the bounce rate of your site. This is a good opportunity to have a reminder about mobile. Did you know that more than 50% of all web traffic is now coming from smartphones and tablets? And with the advancement of our mobile devices, consumers have come to expect easy experiences across every interaction they have with your business. In fact, 46% of people say they would not purchase from a company again if they had a bad mobile experience. So making your website work on mobile phones is no longer an afterthought, it's a priority. Remember your mobile users as you work through goals, audience, and site design. Using a mobile design is an important first step. Here are a few additional tips to ensure your website visitors have a great experience. First, you want to make it easy to use your site. You can do this by highlighting elements that are selected. For example, when choosing options on an e-commerce store. Designing your site to allow plenty of space for users to tap so they don't end up frustrated by making the wrong selections. And ensuring that the call to action can be tapped to make the process of converting as easy as possible. For example, if your goal is to get someone to buy an item, make that buy button really easy to tap. Next, make it easy for customers to shop, continue shopping, or come back to an earlier page to ensure that if they come back to the site after a break, they can easily accomplish what they originally started to do. For example, in this image on my screen, the business added a helpful Added to Cart link to allow the user to continue shopping without disrupting their experience after a break. You'll also want to make it easy for visitors to check out and pay on mobile devices. Having a difficult checkout process can have a major impact on your buy rate. Here are some things you can do to make it easier for your visitors to check out. 1. Reduce the number of steps in your checkout process. 2. Show visitors their progress as they move through the checkout process. This lets them know they're almost done. 3. Offer guest checkouts as an option so visitors don't always have to sign up to purchase. Just make sure to offer them the option to sign up or save their profiles for next time. And 4, enable digital wallets to make it very, very easy for users to buy your products. Last but definitely not least, a great website is search-friendly. After all, if you made the time, effort, and expense to plan and create a website, you'll want to make sure that potential customers can find you when they search online. The process of helping a website increase its visibility on search engines is called search engine optimization, or SEO. SEO merits its own entire workshop, but in this section, I'm going to give you some tips to get your site off to a good start. Let's take a look at how a user might see their own search results when typing in a search query for something they need or want from a business. At the top, you'll see a word or phrase that the searcher typed in, called a search query. Below that query, you see the search results. The page can include ads identified with an ad label. Below the ad in this example, you see the start of the natural or organic results. Creating a search-friendly website helps increase your chances of appearing on this area of the page. Organic results are web pages that the search engine's algorithm has identified as the most useful matches for this search. Clicks on organic websites are free. It's important to note that websites cannot pay Google to appear in the organic results, and advertising does not influence a website's organic presence or position. Search engine optimization refers to the techniques that improve your website rank in Google search results and attract higher quantity and quality website visits to grow your online presence. When consumers use search engines, they're typically looking for a specific product, service, or solution. Sometimes they want to be entertained, educated, or reassured. Regardless, they have a specific need or want that your website may be able to fulfill. Ranking in search results for particular keywords, topics, and phrases can help you connect with your ideal customer. Here are a few tips specific to building your website that can help. First, optimize load time, especially for people viewing your site on mobile devices. You can test how fast your site loads at g.co/testmysite and receive a free report on aspects of your website that could be slowing it down. You can then make changes to speed up your website, which will keep visitors from navigating away from it. Second is useful content. Second is original content. Useful, information-rich, clear, and accurate. Include keywords users would type to find your pages and make sure that your site actually includes those words. Third is that for links, especially in your navigation, use text when possible. If it's an image, make sure to include relevant alternate text tabs. Add internal links, which will link to other areas of your website to keep your audience engaged in additional content. External links will offer value and increase reputability outside your website. Backlinks, on the other hand, are links to your website from other website sources. Okay, we're going to pause here for today, and next week we'll take a more in-depth look on how to make your website work for you. To recap, today we looked at the 6 characteristics of a great website, namely that it's goal-oriented, it's organized and easy to search, it's useful, it's functional, it's intuitive to use on any device, and it's findable by search engines. Thank you again for joining me this afternoon, and we'll resume our workshop on creating a website next week. Until then, take care.